In this tutorial, we're going to experiment with adding brushes to your image to give your picture an interesting texture that looks something like this picture here. So getting started, what you're going to do is open up the image that you want to be working with in Photoshop and duplicate your background layer so that you always have that to go back to. Now once you duplicate your background layer, you're going to be adding a new layer. So I'm going to add a new layer in my layers panel over here, and I'm going to fill that layer with a color. So it doesn't matter which color you want to use. I would use more of a neutral color, so I'm just going to fill it with black, and I'm going to click on my paint bucket in the tool panel and click on my image, and it's going to add black over that entire layer. The next step is to find a brush that you want to be working with for this project. So to find a brush, you're going to choose your paintbrush first. And up here where there's this little folder, I'm going to click on that, and it brings up my brush presets. Now with my brush presets, I'm able to choose from a lot of different brushes that I can work with for this. I'm going to choose one that might have a little bit more texture to it though. So I'm going to choose maybe this brush over here. So you can kind of see what it looks like when it comes up on the screen. And the next step after you do that is to move your background copy layer to the top. So you want that image on the very top above your layer that you just filled black. Alright, so now that I moved my background layer to the very top, I'm going to add a mask to it. Because with our brush, we're going to be masking off certain areas of our picture, so you can always bring them back. And that's called the non-destructive editing, which is what you always want to work with. And then I'm going to fill this mask with my paint bucket black. That way I'm completely masking off my entire image. So with my paintbrush, I'm able to bring back the parts of the picture that I want to. So again, I'm going to use black in my paintbrush here, or in my paint bucket, and I'm going to click on my mask. So you see I have the mask selected in the layers panel, and now everything is completely hidden. So what I'm going to do now is, using my paintbrush with the brush preset that we picked, I'm going to start bringing back certain areas of my image. Now, since we use black to hide the picture, I'm going to be using the white to bring it back. So I'm going to switch to white, and then if I click in certain areas of my picture, you'll notice that my image is starting to come back. So you can experiment with different brushes, maybe go over a couple of areas in a few times to bring that back and make it stand out a little bit more. You can also, if you go to your brush panel over here, you can change the direction that your brush is. So instead of being side to side, now it's vertical. So that can add kind of a different effect to your image as well.